What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is October the 15th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before we get into any of that though, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. Starting off with data points, not a lot to really talk on today. A couple of Fed speakers, but aside from that, it's just going to be companies unveiling their earnings, the future guidance, and how that might potentially move the market. But aside from all of that, it is just going to be more of a technical driven day. And as of right now, fear and greed index is still under the extreme greed category. So people's appetite for risk is on the table, and that is resemblant based on one or two of the stocks I'm going to be talking on. Aside from that, futures are somewhat mixed. So NASDAQ is down 0.03, S&P it is up 0.07, and Dow is flat. And actually things seem to be improving slightly. So yeah, it should be all in all a pretty good day. Starting off with Sofi, they did actually unveil news today, so they're really starting to ramp up. So Nova Credit and Sofi expand multi-year relationship with cash flow underwriting capabilities. So based on this news, it looks like this agreement has been kind of in or around since 2020. And yeah, this is going to help mitigate risk, assess risk, improve credit eligibility, and enhance its members' experience. So I think this, in combination with what Galileo does behind the scenes, Sofi is really good at least protecting itself, again, from just risks, external risks, unnecessary and whatever. So I'll dive deep into this a little bit more. So when I do my dedicated video, I'll go over exactly. Maybe there's some other stuff about this that I'm not really touching on, but I like this. And the market seems to like it because it is up. In the 24-hour trading, Sofi was down slightly, sub $10. So once again, market seems to really like this. As far as shorts go, so we'll see exactly what happened yesterday because somehow Ortex wasn't really updating it, but 16.91% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 176.87 million shares. So I think shorts will continue to return leading up to Sofi's upcoming earnings. So roughly around 2 weeks, give or take. So that should be a fun old time. With it at $10.14, it is above all the key fib levels. So right now I have the 1 day, so even moving to the 1 week, you kind of just see it stuck between the pivot and this R1. So $11.47 is that next strong kind of resistance / target that you want to kind of take note of. But the options activity, a lot of big money is forecasting for the next 2 weeks for Sofi to hit $12. So something to kind of take note of. Moving on, NIO. So NIO is getting hit quite hard. It is down 3.63%. No actual news from the company itself. I swear all of this volatility, up and down, largely doesn't really have that much to do with NIO. Yes, they kind of unveiled their sub brand, but still, aside from that, it's just tariffs, stimulus. That seems to be one of the biggest factors. And this just came out. So China moves to tax the ultra rich for overseas investment gains. And in my opinion, like if they are going to be investing in NIO, they're not going to be investing in a ADR because that's just dumb. If they have something locally using their own currency, that doesn't make sense that they would buy it using USD and buy an ADR. So yes, this might affect kind of the broader market, but not NIO specific. So I think that this news right here is just, and causing NIO to go down is just overdone. But what do I know, right? I'm clearly not a financial advisor. My crystal ball is wrong sometimes as well. So yeah, just do you guys' own due diligence. But 12.69% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 169.46 million shares overall are being shorted. Right now with it at $5.58, it is at the bottom of the gutter for the most part, trading between this S3 and this S2. So essentially any stocks trading within this range right now, the market's kind of treating as, like I said, just garbage, which is kind of interesting. But $5.43 will be a strong support, and then $5.80 will be the next strong resistance / target. Like I said, I think that news does affect the broader market, but in the end, it's not going to affect NIO because it just doesn't make sense. If I have something in my local currency, why would I go to another exchange and buy a ADR, for instance. So it just doesn't make sense in my opinion. But DJT, so this one put out news yesterday. It's gaining still that positive momentum. So like I said at the very beginning, right over here, people's appetite for risk is on the table. This is a very good representation of that. Over the last 1 year, it is up 91.86%, and over the last 1 month alone, up 69.4. So this is a very good example. If you believe in a stock, when it hit 12, I saw a lot of people out there just screaming, saying that this is garbage, is going down sub 10, 5. And if you trusted your gut, you would be up a significant amount. So I think that could be translated to a lot of different stocks. But DJT is very heavily shorted, so 19.53% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 12.56 million shares overall being shorted. Right now with it at 32 and change, it is pulling down slightly, but still trading between this R2 and this R3. So 29.56, very good support. And then 33.59 is going to be the next strong resistance slash target. So once again, take note of that. You have Wolfspeed. So the news that came out this morning, which is causing it to go higher. It looks like they announced a $750 million in proposed funding from US CHIPS Act, an additional $750 million from investment group led by Apollo. So basically 1.5 billion, so pretty good stuff in that regard. As far as this goes, it is also heavily shorted, so 30.71% of the free float is being shorted. And my apologies, always having to refresh Ortex. It's just, it has a lot of good information, but the actual bare bones of the website, or maybe the servers behind the scenes, is absolutely horrific. And I've emailed them many times, just not really pleased on all of this. So especially, yeah, it's enough bitching about that. But right now, Walgreens is pushing higher, and that is because of this right here. So Walgreens to close 1,200 US stores in an attempt to steady operations at home. So yeah, honestly, that's layoffs. Closing stores is always a very good thing in the eyes of Wall Street. So yeah, as a byproduct, this justified to go up based on that. And based on Ortex, 12.98% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 92.71 million shares. Shorts have been really pouncing over this company with all the negativity. So the low was roughly 4%. So they've gone in quite a lot within the last 6 months, give or take. So yeah, in reality, something to take note of. With it at $9.25, it's exactly on this R1. So just watch for it to get above that. 8.83 will be a strong support. Hopefully it does get above that. And then $9.51 will be the next strong resistance slash target. So yeah, pretty interesting day. I think overall things will be pretty good. You do have retail sales coming out later this week, initial jobless claims, but like I said, I think the big thing is companies unveiling their earnings and what they're going to give for future guidance. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. 2 things, take advantage of this. It does give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Free is good. Free is amazing, actually. And then aside from that, I did launch multiple different tiers on my memberships for YouTube. So just launch that. Whether you just like the channel and support it, or if you want buy signals, then definitely take a look at that. Highly recommend. With all that said, appreciate all of you guys watching.